For 20 years, if you walked into almost any software development firm, you'd see a sea of glowing fruit logos. Apple's MacBook line became the default frictionless standard for programmers. The company behind Basecamp and the Ruby on Rails framework, 37 Signals, was no exception. They operated as a dedicated, all-in Mac shop since the early 2000s. But recently, their chief technology officer announced a total reversal. Over the next 3 years, the company is stripping macOS out of its entire technical and operations pipeline. The staff is migrating to framework laptops, machines explicitly designed to be modular and highly repairable. Beyond the hardware, the software choice is unconventional. They aren't switching to Windows or even an enterprise standard Linux distribution like Ubuntu. Instead, they're deploying a custom operating system to handle their daily workloads. So what exactly is running on these new machines that convinced an entire company to abandon the Apple ecosystem? It's called Omarchy. It's a brand new, highly polarized operating system engineered by 37 Signals CTO David Heinemeier Hansen. Omarchy sits on top of Arch Linux, a base distribution famous for offering absolute control by giving you virtually nothing out of the box. A standard Arch installation requires you to type out raw terminal commands just to connect to Wi-Fi or get sound to play through your speakers. The interface built over this foundation is Hyperland, a tiling window manager that automatically arranges active applications into an organized grid. When a new application opens, existing windows instantly slide and resize. Purely keyboard navigation eliminates trackpad delays, saving power users 45 minutes every day. Omarchy takes the lightweight spine of Arch and the workflow of Hyperland, wrapping them in a single installation script that bypasses the grueling manual setup. Mandating hundreds of employees to adopt a notoriously difficult operating system usually guarantees chaos. To solve this, the OS borrows from the Japanese dining concept of omakase, which translates directly to chef's choice. The creator took the same convention over configuration approach that made his Ruby on Rails framework popular and applied it to the desktop environment. Linux users frequently fall into configuration fatigue. They spend entire weekends tweaking text files and adjusting interface themes instead of actually writing code. Omarchy removes the paradox of choice. It arrives with an opinionated, beautifully curated set of defaults already installed and configured. The text editor NeoVim, the Alacrity terminal emulator, the 1Password security vault, and a cohesive visual theme are locked in at boot. You don't assemble the parts yourself. You hand the menu to a chef who delivers a functioning developer environment, letting you get straight to work. To see if this architecture actually yields better performance, we look at older Intel hardware. Internal tests showed a 36% increase simply by wiping macOS off a 2019 MacBook Pro and installing Omarchy. Stripping heavy background processes allows struggling machines to handle modern workloads. But this approach has drawn intense criticism. Arch Linux purists argue that bundling prepackaged, opinionated software violates the hands-on, build-it-yourself ethos the distribution was founded on. Additionally, Omarchy inherits Arch's rolling release update model. Software updates continuously, rather than in large, tested annual batches, meaning it lacks the ironclad stability guarantees of a static distribution like Ubuntu. Despite the friction with open-source traditionalists, this pre-packaged setup removes the exact technical hurdles that typically stop high-performing teams from migrating away from Apple. 37 Signals mass migration serves as a proof of concept for the broader tech industry. It highlights a distinct maturation in open-source design, where aesthetics and out-of-the-box usability are treated as primary features. Programmers no longer have to sacrifice the polish of a closed corporate ecosystem to access the raw power and customization of Linux. By embracing the chef's choice, tech teams are reclaiming ownership of their stack. They are betting that a perfectly tailored environment is worth the occasional maintenance hurdles of a rolling release system.
Enhance your coding skills with us. Don't forget to subscribe to Code 5 Food for the latest updates and tutorials.